What's up everybody, I'm nomustardplox and welcome back to the KOTOR 2 Plasma Torch Challenge Finale Mega Episode. I was originally going to split this into two videos, but a lot of these final missions are companion quests or aren't solo, and so they weren't very relevant to this video. I'm throwing the rules on the screen now, but the basic idea is to finish the game with nothing but a plasma torch. For those of you who haven't seen this before, click wherever I put the link on the screen to start from the beginning. Or don't, I'm not your boss. The finale starts with the return to Darth Sion and Onderon. The Darth Sion section is companions only and not very interesting, so I'm leaving it out. If you want to see what happens, go and check out my more standard Let's Play of the game, and then you'll see what's going on there. I was forced to take Kreia with me to assault the palace on Onderon, but I left her unequipped and unleveled, so she wasn't even a very effective meat shield. She died really fast. This section was super easy because I had Kreia meat shielding for me, and I had various allied soldiers helping me along the way, and they did a lot of damage because they had weapons. The giant beast thing wasn't super hard because he was large and stupid, and that's basically it. He would hit me and do a ton of damage, but then I would just run behind a pillar where he couldn't find me, heal, and then go back in. It was a little bit repetitive, but it wasn't overly challenging. The fight with Vaklu was super easy and it's not even really worth mentioning. Now we're getting to the part of the game where it takes a big step up in difficulty, so I want to take a minute to talk about my loadout. I'm running maximum strength on all item slots that I can, so I've got items like the GNS Strength Enhancer in the back of our strength system, and my armor is upgraded for maximum energy resistance. I call it my anti-Jedi suit. The reason I'm going to mention this is because you'll see from here on out that blasters do no damage to me. I just completely ignore them. Lightsaber effectiveness is greatly reduced as well, so my only real weakness is to regular melee weapons like swords and plasma torches. This became a problem later, but against the regular Sith forces that use blasters, I had no issues whatsoever. After a quick romp through Citadel Station, we got to board the Ravager. I was forced to bring along Visas and Mandalore for this section, and I had already leveled them some previously, so they were actually pretty effective in combat. I took away their weapons and items to try to weaken them, but they were still able to make themselves useful. For this reason, I didn't really break a sweat on the Ravager. The fight with Nihilus took a while because of his health pool, health drain, and my general lack of damage, but I was never in any real danger of dying. The hardest part of the Ravager was finding out how to get the replacement proton core. I missed the console in the room with the missile, so I thought it was on the bridge, and when it wasn't there I got really confused. I spent more time running around trying to find out what to do than I did on the rest of this mission. Eventually I found the console that was conveniently in the same room as the missile, and I was able to blow up the Ravager. Next stop on the finale tour is Malachor V. This first area was designed for solo play and I found it to be really easy. The Storm Beasts did some decent damage when they hit, but they missed more often than not, and they were rarely in groups bigger than 2. The Greater Storm Beast fight was a bit tricky, but because he was slow I was able to hit him a few times, run away, heal, and then go back in. I was actually really surprised by how small his health pool was, but I wasn't really going to complain. After taking him down, it was time to enter the Traya Academy. Here is where the difficulty took a huge leap forward. Remember when I said my biggest weakness in my itemization was melee weapons? That's all there was. Early on, it was just groups of 3 or more Sith assassins and they used double-sided swords. I was able to handle groups of 3 or less, but any more than that was a struggle. Thanks to the winding hallways in the academy, I was able to get the larger groups separated and take them down one at a time, and that helped tremendously. Later on in the academy, there were more Sith Marauders and Lords mixed in, and they had lightsabers, and that actually made it easier for me. Normally I would want to explore the academy to find some experience and maybe some new equipment, but I was pretty happy with the equipment I had at this point, and I was far enough away from a level that I didn't think I was going to get one by exploring. I was not looking forward to fighting Sion again. I didn't expect him to be a pushover like the last time we fought, but he kinda was. He put up a better fight this time, but I was never in any real danger of dying. I had over 100 life support packs at this point, and he just didn't have the burst damage to ever really threaten me. I failed all the persuades that could have weakened him some, but even with him at full strength on difficult difficulty, I was able to kill him 4 times without much problem. All that left was Kreia, or Darth Traya, or whatever her name is. The first part of her fight was a straight up lightsaber duel. As long as she was using her lightsaber, she didn't stand a chance, but she spent about 20 turns in a row just draining me, and I wasn't able to do enough damage to beat her down through it, so I decided to sit there and take it. Finally, she quit that, and the rest of the fight went completely in my favor. She had better damage than Sion, but still didn't have the burst to cut through the shields and healing I had. The second part of her fight is against 3 lightsabers she controls through the Force. I couldn't remember if she fought during this part or just sat there, so I played it safe and ran to the edge of the arena where she couldn't get to me. The preferred way to do this fight is to use Force Wave or Force Lightning to take out all 3 at once. I couldn't do that. However, my anti-lightsaber suit did its job, and once again there wasn't enough burst damage to really threaten me. After beating down her 3 lightsabers, Kreia was defeated and the game was finally over. This challenge was a lot of fun, and if you're looking for a new way to play KOTOR, I can highly recommend trying it. If I was to do it again, I would choose a Guardian from the start because I ended up with too many force powers and not enough feats, but I managed to finish anyways. Early levels had me questioning if it was possible, but after getting powered up a little bit, it started to get a lot easier. It took some cheese, but not too much, and with better character optimization, it could probably be done without cheesing at all. Like this video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and consider subscribing if you want to see more video game challenges. I've got a new challenge starting next week, and while I won't tell you what it is, I will say that it's a Pokemon challenge and it's also not a Nuzlocke. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.